let's see what the NRA comes back with, and let's see how he handles that. And you heard him. He will come back on this program, and we will talk about it. That's the way that's going to shake out. And I do appreciate him coming on. He knew we were going to be talking about it, and he had no problem addressing the issue. So I thank him for that. All right, Neil, our next guest, legendary Senate staffer. I'm going to let you do the introduction. Go ahead. Mike Hammond.
Yeah, Mike Hammond, the guy we're going to have on next, is a legend, like Mark said. He's a legendary Senate staffer. He worked for Jesse Helms. He worked for Senator James Buckley of New York. And he is really an influential guy in the use of parliamentary tactics and in the use of sort of defending constitutional freedoms. And, the tactics and the strategies that he developed in the 1970s really set up the Reagan Revolution and conservatism in the 80s. And now he's working as an attorney for Gun Owners of America. And I asked him to come on and sort of talk about what we can do to fight the ATF and defend gun rights in today's political environment in Washington. How you doing, Mike?
Neil, hello, Mark. Hello, Armed America.
Hey, it's great to have you here, Mike Hammond. Thank you for joining the Armed American Radio
Thank
Network
you
for the first time. We've got a lot to talk with you about, a lot going on out there. The Gun Owners of America. Larry Pratt's a great friend of mine personally, and he's a great friend of this show. He was just on about 2 weeks ago, and he's one of my 3 favorite guests. You know that, and I have a feeling you're going to be adding that, make that the 4th favorite guest.
I
right?
hope so.
We have so much to go over with you. Your background, I mean, you guys, between you and Neil, you know so much about what's going on inside that beltway in Washington, and as he said, parliamentary tactics. Let's start with this.
Yes.
The overall Barack Obama agenda is no secret to Armed American Radio listeners. We all know what his ultimate goal is. We know what the goal of the left is when it comes to guns, and that's to take them away. They've never met a gun control bill or a gun control idea that they haven't fawned all over and loved. The problem that they have is every once in a while, one of their little minions slips up and the truth comes out, and you can see gun ban, permanent, everything written all over it, the M855 and these underhanded tactics behind the scenes and around Congress from Obama. Your thoughts on what their ultimate goal is?
Well, there are a few benefits to being very, very, very old, but one of them is you see the grand scope of history. When I was in college in 1968, I remember that I was in ROTC during the Vietnam War, and a platoon full of students would be standing out on Big Bend Avenue in St. Louis, carrying their semi-automatic firearms in their arms, normally in civilian clothes. And people would drive up and down on Big Bend and would look at the platoon full of kids with their semi-automatic rifles, and it didn't occur to anyone that we were going to shoot up the place. Later that year, President Lyndon Johnson signed the Gun Control Act of 1968. So how did that work out? Immediately, there was a massive spike in crime, and we have seen since 1968, every few years, the anti-gunners try to take a tragedy and spin it into the next round of gun control. And we've seen the armor-piercing bullet ban, the plastic gun ban, the semi-auto ban, the Brady Law, the Lautenberg Amendment, the Cole Amendment. And each time, we have seen that to the extent that people in the pro-gun movement have agreed to pass a compromise version of that legislation. We have seen 2 things. First of all, the gun control legislation was, if anything, counterproductive. Certainly it didn't do anything to stop crime. Secondly, we have seen that the gun control legislation, in fact, was nothing but a platform to the next round of gun control. I was in 1994, I was a consultant with the National Rifle Association, and at the time, the guy who was effectively running it was a guy named Neil Knox, an old friend of mine, a wonderful man, and a man who had a long-standing commitment to the Second Amendment. And I managed to get on a three-way teleconference call with him in order to try to persuade him not to sign off on the Brady Law. And Neil said to me, he said, Mike, Bob Dole has told us, and any sentence that starts with the words Bob Dole can't be going anywhere good. Said Bob Dole has told us this is the gun control to end all gun control, that once we pass this, the next time they say we want gun control, we can respond, no, we passed the Brady Law, and that's all we're going to do. Well, I think we've seen recently with Barack Obama's gun control that the Brady Law was nothing but a platform for the call to close loopholes in the Brady Law. Ultimately, if you look at a jurisdiction such as New York, such as California, in which gun control people have been able to get anything they want, what they want is a virtual, complete, and total ban on all firearms. And anything else is just putting points on the board as a way station to achieving that objective.
All right, I couldn't be in more agreement with that. Their agenda simply will not work unless firearms are taken away. It's that simple. When you cut through all of the icing and you get down to the meat of it, that's exactly what has to happen for their agenda to become successful.
It was the funniest thing funny in an odd way, because when Barack Obama came in post-Newtown with the intention of exploiting...
Mike, I need to stop you. I need to stop you there quickly. I want you to be able to finish that thought, so keep that in mind, and when we come back from the break, we'll take it right from there. I'm talking to legendary staffer, inside the Beltway guy. He knows it, man. This is Mike Hammond when we come back here on the Armed American Radio Network. Back right after this. The Second Amendment Foundation has grown into what many believe to be the most important gun rights organization in America. With hundreds of thousands of active members, it is the Second Amendment Foundation defending your rights in courtrooms across the nation. Winning these battles in local jurisdictions all the way to the Supreme Court requires tireless effort and help from you. Please help the Second Amendment Foundation defend your freedoms by joining or donating today at saf.org. Join us at saf.org. Thank you.
The Magnum Research Baby Desert Eagle family of handguns. Excellent handgun protection with plenty of firepower. With a crisp double-action, single-action trigger pull. And available in 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 45 ACP. The Baby Desert Eagle handgun line comes in several barrel lengths and your pick of steel or polymer frame. All models come with slide-mounted decocking safety, upgraded fixed combat sights, and several models feature tactical rails. Visit MagnumResearch.com or your local dealer today. Small, fast, and reliable. Introducing the new CCP, the ultimate 9mm concealed carry pistol from Walther. The CCP's innovative soft coil gas technology softens recoil and allows easy slide manipulation for greater control and accuracy. The small size, ergonomic grips, and light weight make the Walther CCP both easy to shoot and comfortable to carry. The Walther CCP. Learn more at waltherarms.com. Crossbreed Holsters is proud to offer an addition to our already outstanding belt selection. Introducing the Instructor's Belt. Offering the same quality as our original gun belts and dress belts, the Crossbreed Instructor's Belt offers a clean buckleless design intended for a sharp and professional appearance. Sturdy but not stiff. The Instructor Belt provides even weight distribution of your gun and gear and looks as great out on the town as it does on the range. Crossbreed Holsters, often imitated but never duplicated. Visit crossbreedholsters.com. crossbreedholsters.com. The Super Tuck by Crossbreed Holsters, the most comfortable and concealable holster available on the market today. Is it any wonder why it's the most copied design on the planet? Used by law enforcement and civilians around the world, the Super Tuck by Crossbreed is adjustable for ride depth and cant, often imitated but never duplicated. The Super Tuck holster is available for a wide variety of popular carry guns. For more information and to order your Super Tuck, visit crossbreedholsters.com. That's crossbreedholsters.com.
The United States Concealed Carry Association is excited to host its first ever Concealed Carry Expo May 8th, 9th, and 10th, 2015 in West Bend, Wisconsin. With a full schedule of seminars, demonstrations, and presentations from top firearm industry experts and trainers, you'll meet top manufacturers and suppliers in the exhibit hall, shoot a variety of handguns at the live fire range, and be entertained at Saturday evening's fashion show. The USCCA Concealed Carry Expo May 8th through 10th, 2015 in West Bend, Wisconsin. For more information and to plan your trip, visit concealedcarryexpo.com.
Way too often we hear stories of law-abiding gun owners being labeled as vigilantes and the violent thugs being painted as sweet, harmless kids. Here's the thing. If you own a firearm and are forced to use it to protect your loved ones, your toughest battle might very well happen afterwards in the courtroom. You need to know your rights and understand exactly what happens after the smoke clears. And that's the reason the United States Concealed Carry Association exists. So if you go to defendfamilynow.com right now, you can download our groundbreaking guide that will arm you with 18 proven strategies for effective self-defense that will help you stay out of jail, out of bankruptcy court, and home with your family when you're forced to defend your loved ones with a gun. This guide is 100% free, and the 18 strategies it contains could very well save your life one day. Simply visit defendfamilynow.com to download your 100% free guide. Again, that's defendfamilynow.com.
This upcoming segment of AAR is sponsored by the USCCA Education and Training Department. For your own toolkit or to become a certified instructor, visit teachuscca.com. That's teachuscca.com.
Welcome back to the Crossbreed Holster Studios. I am Mark Walters, filling your prescription for freedom. You know, on no other radio program will you hear this. Are you running out of ammo? You need the 223 that they're trying to ban? Sendmeammo.com, and it comes right to your house. Yes, you're going to pay some shipping for it. No, you don't have to go out and get it. Sendmeammo.com, and it delivers right to your house. I'm looking at 4 boxes of 50 rounds each of 223 that just delivered to my house last week. It's sitting right over there. I got to paint that picture, theater of the mind, for you. It's right there on the windowsill, and I will have it delivering to me regularly. I've got 9mm coming as well. Sendmeammo.com. Welcome back to the program. Neil McCabe, always a pleasure to have you here. You're going to stay with us for this segment and the remainder of the next hour. Let's talk. We're talking with Senate staffer Mike Hammond. Mike, welcome back. I want you to go ahead and finish your thought.
Oh, well, I'll shorten my thought substantially. All I was going to say is it always struck us as strange, following Newtown, that this gaggle of human props would go to Hartford or to Albany and applaud while the governors of those respective states signed comprehensive gun registry legislation and then would fly to Washington the next day. And when we accuse them of trying to use Obama gun control in order to create those same registries, they'd say, who said anything about gun registration? Well, you know, if you really are against gun registration, maybe you shouldn't have applauded so hard the day before when it was signed into law in the states in which you get your way.
Well,
that's a
Mike,
great point.
I want
Neil,
to ask you, in the time we have left, you know, the Manchin-Toomey bill failed to get 60 votes, but it did get 54 votes. And right now we're sort of in a strange period with the filibuster. Harry Reid pulled the nuclear option, basically eliminating the filibuster for many issues. Where does the filibuster stand now? And is it possible, through parliamentary technique of appealing the ruling of the chair, say, to reinstate that filibuster? That, frankly, it's the filibuster that's been the firewall stopping these anti-gun bills.
We're right in the middle of that battle, and frankly, we would have comprehensive gun control, semi-auto bans, magazine bans, bullet bans, universal gun registries, were it not for the Senate filibuster. Heaven knows we certainly can't count on the courts in that respect. And so the Senate filibuster has basically protected us from all of these things. Now, Harry Reid in November 2013 pulled a little parliamentary trick. It was called the nuclear option. Didn't change the Senate rules. The Senate rules still require 60 votes for virtually everything. But he said, we will ignore the Senate rules. We will pretend that the Senate rules don't exist, and we will use that pretense in order to pack the court with anti-gun judges, fill up the head of BATF, and basically confirm a whole bunch of anti-gun appointments, including the Surgeon General of the United States. So at this point, Republicans have a choice. The Senate rules say you need 60 votes. They can say, we're going to follow the rules, we're going to follow the black letter of the law, or they can say, Harry Reid has forced our hand, we are going to repeat the fraudulent pretense that Harry Reid exploded in November 2013. And frankly, I think and what's at stake is this. If they require only 50 votes in order to confirm Loretta Lynch as Attorney General of the United States, we're going to have an Attorney General who has been described as Eric Holder in a skirt, but is in some respects more dangerous than Eric Holder because she is a candidate in waiting for the United States Supreme Court seats held by Anthony Scalia and Anthony Kennedy. If we allow her to be confirmed, we have no one else to blame when Obama or Hillary Clinton or Elizabeth Warren or whoever nominates her to the Supreme Court, and she becomes that fifth vote, which overturns the Heller case and overturns the McDonald case. She will get confirmed if we follow Reid's precedents and require 50 votes and allow Joe Biden to break the tie. She will not be confirmed if we follow the Senate rules and require 60 votes for her confirmation.
I don't see anything from Mitch McConnell that says that it's not going to happen. Let me give you what I believe are 6 things here as a multi-pronged approach, and then I want to ask you a very pointed question about Senate and House leadership. I believe that the administration is now, along with their cohorts in crime here in this anti-gunners, are using a multi-pronged and very well-orchestrated and well-funded approach to take our rights away from us. Number one, they're working behind the scenes and in conjunction with the Bloomberg machine and hundreds of millions of dollars to move this out of the halls of Congress to the states, as we saw in Connecticut, New York, and particularly as we saw in Washington, and as it now moves throughout the Southwest, Nevada, and Arizona, coming after us with the quote-unquote universal background check bills. Number two, I think they're going to continue to use liberal Democrats at the federal level to scream for more gun control because they know they have the media in their pocket, and that will keep it on the front pages. Number three, they own the media coverage. We know that. Enough said. Number four, executive orders. Obama's continuing to circumvent the Congress and our laws with executive actions such as the latest grab at the M855 ammo. Number five, illegal alien lawbreakers. Let's face it, I believe that to be the single greatest threat we face moving forward, and the Democrats know it and have stated as much. And time. The gun control jihadis are patient, brother. They'll wait as long as it takes. My pointed question to you is, can we trust current leadership, Mitch McConnell and John Boehner, who we've witnessed cave at every twist and turn, who, quite frankly, don't know how to act as a majority leader in either House of Congress? Are we in decent hands here with these guys at the helm?
Well, we're not in Mitch McConnell's hands. We're in Mike Lee's hands. All we need is a single senator to appeal the ruling of the chair with respect to following Harry Reid's nuclear precedent. And at that point, Mitch McConnell is put in a position where he basically has to oppose Harry Reid. As a matter of fact, Lindsey Graham and John McCain are probably put in the same position. So this is a phenomenon which I've seen over and over again over 40 years, my 40 years in politics. You don't need the leadership if you have someone to show the courage to stand up and call their bluff.
Can we learn something from Nancy Pelosi?
We can learn a lot from Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama and Harry Reid. Right now, Harry Reid is running the Senate with 46 votes. But however vile his principles and objectives, he's willing to fight for them. He's willing to fight for what he believes in. And Barack Obama is as well. If our leadership, our conservatives, aren't willing to fight for the Second Amendment, then I don't know why we elected them.
Mike Hammond, everybody, on Armed American Radio. Mike, thank you. I'm looking forward to bringing you back to the Armed American Radio Network very, very soon. Neil McCabe, you will stick around with us for the next hour.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael.
It will be explosive conversation.